should they be consistent in their moral system or whatever? Well, I think, yeah, you should always be consistent. But like, what if their consistency leads them to do bad things? Well, then they should change their principles, not change their consistency. If you are Jewish, then you should probably circumcise your kid. But I disagree with circumcision. But my challenge to you wouldn't be, hey, listen, you should be inconsistent with your beliefs. My challenge to you would be, you should get a different set of beliefs. Does that make sense? If we imagined that philosophy is like a train track, that like we go on a journey to like, and we take different stops and we have like different routes that we can take in life or whatever for like the decisions that we can make, right? If we even want to get out of the station, we need to assume that we're going to be consistent with our beliefs, right? If you can't even say from the beginning, like, okay, well, if I make a statement that I say is true, then that statement is true. If we can't get there, you can't even get the train out of the station. You're fucked. Like, of course, being consistent is without consistency, you fall into absurdity, like necessarily. Of course you have to be consistent. True statements have to be true. False statements have to be false. If you can't assert what is true or false, you can't even have any meaningful conversation. It might be that I'm completely wrong, so do correct me if that is the case. I have no stake in an issue. I'll try to refute any dissatisfactions. I noticed in the vegan debate, the Destiny said he thought eating animals was morally wrong. Wait, I didn't say that. But he shouldn't be expected to not go out of his way to eat animals in detriment to himself, but he would support vegan policy change in that direction. That is justified. No. My position is that one could make arguments that we should be vegan because it's better for the environment. But in that case, that's not like any imperative for any individual to go vegan. That's an imperative to change the policy of going vegan. If you don't think that eating any individual animal or leading to the death of any individual animal or like killing an individual animal is wrong or whatever, right? Like then it's fine. But like you should push for vegan policies because it would make the environment better. But any individual doing things like is not necessarily unethical. It's not unethical to eat an animal, right? Against Vash's argument, he says lefties that promote lefty things and run a business, earning money from the surplus the economy makers aren't living by their own moral code. Because they think that exploitation of a worker is inherently immoral. That's why they criticize business owners, not just the system. Since everyone else does his own stream, and I get brigaded like a motherfucker by Vash's community. Let's go. The vibe I kind of got, I don't know. I like how I try so hard to tell you a million times why I don't agree with this meme, but people like... Wait, hold on. Can I say something real quickly? Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, hold on. I have to do this real quick because I see every time I bring this topic up, there's always some dumb fuck that thinks he's super clever by posting that same comic saying, oh, curious, you participate in a society, you live in it, blah, blah, blah. And they think that they're making like a really good point. So the reason why you would say that like, oh, well, if you're a socialist, like that doesn't necessarily mean you have to live by your ideals is because when people say that, they're talking about like fucking like bricklayers that are making like $15,000 a year. Those are the people that can't afford to live by socialist ideals because they're not only like a part of the system, they are literally enslaved to the system and are being actively destroyed by the system. It's so funny because Republicans have all these poor, stupid, white redneck fucks around here like defending these like racist ideas to defend like capitalist owners and shit, and they're tools. Like poor white people are tools of wealthy Republicans. However, you poor dumb fuck people on the left are just as much tools by the rich fucking socialists online that do nothing with their money to live any of their ideals as well. Like you've got these people online now on the left, like people like Sean and Jen that make 2 videos a year that are collecting over 10,000 quid a month on their fucking Patreon for doing no fucking work, or these other big left-leaning content creators that are making well over 7 figures a year that do nothing with their money to help their cause, right? And what's their excuse? Like, oh, well, I live in a society. It's like, dude, motherfucker, you don't live in a society. You thrive in the society, okay? You are at the top, okay? You're on the upper echelon. You are the 1% earner, okay? You cannot use the excuse, well, I live in a society, so of course I'm a slave to it. No, motherfucker, you have so much money. Do something with it. If you truly, really believe these ideas, if these are really something that you feel so strong about that you fucking turn your stream on every day to talk to it, if you expect to mobilize your audience in believing about it, but you're not going to do anything yourself, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, fuck that shit. You can't use that like, oh, well, just because I'm a socialist doesn't mean I can't have money. Sure, but you better fucking do something with it, because if you just sit there and invest it or sit in and do fuck all with it, what's the difference between you and a fucking capitalist? Like, congratulations, you've got a YouTube channel, you scream at other people to act like socialists when you can't even do it when you have the financial means available for you to do so? Fuck that shit. Put your money where your mouth is or shut the fuck up. Or at least acknowledge that most of the people that you follow that call themselves lefties or socialists are worthless fucking grifters, that when the revolution comes, they're going to be sitting behind their fucking white suburban like gates to their neighborhoods just like all of their fucking conservative friends would, all right? That's all I'm saying. Sorry, what's the next question? People are like so desperate to go back to like what's safe and what's comfortable for them. This meme, this meme does so much of the heavy lifting for 95% of like lefty discourse. It's unreal. The sacred texts. Yes, true. Bonus meme. So now they're quoting my friend. There's nothing hypocritical about advocating for systemic change while also realizing making great personal sacrifices aren't worth it if everyone else isn't forced to. A million times, I've said this over and over and over again. A million times. I'm not telling anybody that they have to donate all of their wealth, that they have to give all their money. I've never said that. Do you literally just want people to advocate for their ideas more than just sitting at the computer saying the same shit? Yeah, sure, just do something. At what point would it be enough? Just donating like $5,000, having a famous go out and do canvassing, or donating until you subsist off of bread? Can't you just let these people grift? Obviously, they operate in a market that is... I'm just saying do something. I'm just saying do something, right? But you must understand, there has to be some difference between giving all of your money and making some worthy contribution to your cause. Like, is there no in between? You're either hoarding all of your money and spending none of it to support your ideology, or you're literally going broke, spending every single dime you own. Like, there must be some middle ground here. Can we not accept that? If you don't like the rules, change the rules. Don't ever handicap yourself because you think it's right. You should maximize yourself in whatever system you exist in. I think you should. I think you should maximize like your existence in whatever system you exist in. Sure. I don't think that you should make needless sacrifices. But if there's something that you think is morally righteous, you obviously should make those, like, some type of commitment to that. Like, so, like, for this, I was responding to the fact that, like, I don't think you should just, like, pay more taxes if you can avoid it. Unless you think it's, like, morally, like, compelling that you should just... But I don't know anybody who thinks that taxes are moral. Usually it's the social systems that we're after. Like, none of these things are contradictory. Are these really that hard to understand? What the fuck? The contradiction relies on what one considers immoral. Oh, this is a Destiny post. I recognize the name, I think. Destiny does not consider capitalism inherently immoral, unlike socialism, and therefore feels justified to maximize self-interest within the system while advocating for systemic change. He does not consider the entire system immoral, but certain aspects of it, which he's willing to fight and change, as seen by citizens in Omaha, Georgia. Socialists who do consider the entire system immoral are judged with a higher standard because Destiny feels that if he was a socialist, he would not participate in the system as much as he does. Of course not. I would go so far out of my way. Like, I would buy all of my food from fucking local businesses, and I would avoid corporate chains as much as possible. I would make sure I'm trying to buy clothes or shoes from people that aren't sourced, because I have the money to do it. I have the privilege to do that. It is literally my privilege to shop at things that I think are like more ethically supportable or sustainable. 100%. Of course I would. If I had, like, and that's not even that much work. Like, socialists who do not consider the entire system immoral, blah, blah, blah. These tweets are him being pragmatic. Destiny wants to do things that are pragmatically effective above all else. If he feels that doing things in the hopes of changing the system, like living in the woods, that turn out to be negligibly useful, he does not do them. He would rather commit to actions that have a distinctly measurable effect in the world, like canvassing. Oh, cool. Oh, you guys must have brigaded this thread, because this is at 38 upvotes. These types of posts do not survive in Vosh's subreddit. Haha, you guys were the counter-brigading. And yet he just turns down the entire philosophy due to internet leftists who read 1/8 of Das Capitalism and believe they are now experts. I would love to see Destiny debate experts in socialism. People have years of study and understanding it, maybe even in anarchism. It's ignorant to want anyone who advocates for something to dedicate their entire lives to that thing. I'm not telling anybody to dedicate their entire life. It always takes certain people usually in a good position of privilege. You mean like lefties online that are earning fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to advocate for something and also get out and start doing things to make that change a reality? This is my argument. This is what I'm telling people to do. He is not capable of intellectually, honestly engaging with socialism. He'll just gesture vaguely at imagine hypocrisy like he did that entire four. These people are delusional, dude. Holy shit. Compare that with your take on veganism. You said it wouldn't be worth being vegan unless everyone was. If your goal of being a vegan is to enact like some environmental change, then yeah, of course. I don't think that's hypocritical at all. Like, same thing with paying taxes. Same thing with almost anything. If you can't have like a direct positive impact by like changing your actions, then I don't think there's like a huge moral compulsion to do so. But if you can have a direct measurable impact, so for instance, like starting a store where you hire people as part of a co-op, that is a direct measurable impact across multiple people's lives. I think that's way different than like, oh, well, I'm gonna stop polluting a little bit, when the harms of pollution are so vague and so generalized and blah, 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 blah. I would argue, like, I think there's a difference between like is it a dispersion? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm using this word correctly. Dispersion. I think there's a difference between pollution that is like done via dispersion versus like more specific shit too, though. So for instance, like I personally, I think we should stop polluting, and I'd support legislation for it, but like, I'm not going to stop driving. Like, that's like, what the fuck? Like, that's, why would I make such a huge sacrifice if I'm not even going to achieve my end? But I will say that like specific instances of like direct pollution, like I'll ignore. So like throwing trash all over the street or something like that, because I think there is a difference between a one-to-one, like this is a particular thing you're harming versus like committing to a general harm. I think specific harms against individuals or specific harms are different than like generalized harms. So for instance, I might buy like a phone that's been made by slave labor overseas at some part of the production line. It's not like ideal, but like I might do that. But I think there's a meaningful difference between that action versus enslaving a kid, locking him in my room, and then forcing him to make a phone for me. I think that those two things are meaningfully different. Would love to see Destiny debate experts in socialism. People, I have already done that. I talked to Michael Albert. He was very polite. I liked him, but oh my God. Like, what the fuck? Are we still doing call-ins? Yeah, we will. Hold on. The problem is here that a few years ago, he did ask for this, and a slew of leftist morons that he talked to followed. Even Ben Burgess, Michael Albert, and Douglas Lane fell down really oh, yeah. I remember Douglas Lane, the Zero Books publisher. The guy was trying to make the argument that fucking racism comes from capitalism. Oh, God. None of the experts in socialism to actually converse on online politics. Ben Burgess did very well against us in their second debate. I remember that. The one where Ben was saying that the entire world needed to become socialist at the same time for us to do it. Like, oh my God. That's the debate where the best argument for universality, Burgess came up with the inference to the best. Oh God, and that cringe use of that expression. Oh my God, I remember that. Ben, how do you know that universal programs are actually more popular? How do you know that more popular programs don't just become universal? Well, Destiny, you see, I've got this handy philosopher trick called inference to the best explanation, where I say that my explanation is the best one because it seems like it would be. Wait, what? You're literally using like a cheat code for arguments. You understand that that would be like a secret cheat code weapon. Like, oh, like, well, inference to the best explanation says that like, well, my explanation is the best one, I think, because it seems like the best one. So fuck you. Like, what the fuck? I don't think Destiny ever said people need to make great sacrifices in the name of socialism. They're socialists. In fact, he said the opposite. He said anything but nothing. One could expect anything but nothing from a socialist who's ideologically consistent. True. The whole you participate in a society thing is valid, but there's a spectrum to it. Yes. At some point, it is just a scapegoat to not act upon your supposed morals. Yes. It would be like if a slave owner from the 1800s came to be an abolitionist, but thinks it's unreasonable to let his slaves go free since it doesn't end the systemic issue. Fair enough, I guess, for this theoretical scenario, but maybe at least make the minuscule effort to make sure your slaves have several pairs of clothes. Yeah, sure. Let's say that you're somebody who's like, man, I'm uncomfortable with the institution of slavery, but fuck, what am I gonna do? It's fucking 1797. But like, if you were, let's say that there's somebody that's like, I'm against the institution of slavery. I don't like it, but like, fuck, I'm a slave owner. If I went to their plantation and they're like fucking beating the shit out of their fucking slaves, they're fucking riding that labor so fucking hard, they're raping their slaves, they're abusing them, and I'm like, dog, what the fuck? I thought that you said you were like uncomfortable with this morally. And like, oh, so curious. So you think that just because I'm part of society, I can't critique it? Really? That's where you're gonna go? Well, let me show you this comic that's gonna be made 200 years from now and show you why you're sorry. Like, whoa, damn, dude. I'm just saying, like, if you thought this was so bad, I would expect you to at least like treat your slaves fucking nicely. What the fuck is wrong? I wouldn't expect you to be out here with the fucking Quentin Tarantino plots, you know, fucking doing crazy shit. What the fuck is wrong with you, right? Like, I would expect to see that somewhere else, you know? Rather than like Vosh being out there, well, interesting argument, but if I don't whip the fuck out of these slaves, you know, someone else will. So like, Jesus Christ, like, what the fuck? Yeah, somebody brings up Ulysses S. Grant, not like, and I'm probably gonna get, this is probably gonna get clipped and fucking shipped as me supporting the Confederacy or some shit, but my understanding is that there were slave owners that were way more chill than other slave owners. That I'm pretty sure there were slave owners that worked to help, like, hey, like, I'm gonna go and help you buy your freedom, or like, I'm gonna support you in your journey to the north, or I'm gonna support you. Like, these people did exist. There were a spectrum of slave owners, right? Clip it and ship it, boys. True. I wouldn't expect everyone who calls themselves a socialist to become a guerrilla fighter. Yeah, people are literally out here being like, Destiny, why are you telling everybody to become Che Guevara? Like, what the fuck? Chill. Perspective philosophy is ad homing the... Listen, perspective philosophy really, really wants to debate. He's trying so hard. I don't know why, but... Destiny or Vosh will be banned from here in 1 month. I'll never ban Vosh. I don't mind talking to him. I like the fact... Listen, even if we fight, I appreciate somebody that I could fight a lot with that won't fucking hate me. Then will still talk to me. I like Richard Lewis for that. Like, yeah, I don't like. If Vosh is still okay to argue, like, I like arguing. It's fun for me. I gotta go soon. I have a talk at 8. Oh well, listen, come back later, okay? You were just restating the op meme again. You want society to be better, but exist within it and think it's immoral. Stupid. Socialists don't believe that you shouldn't make money. Socialists don't believe worker co-op is a magical word. Socialists do not think we should live in the fucking woods. Marx traded stocks. Engels was a business mogul. Kropotkin was a prince. Our objection is to the fucking system, not the individuals. We're not pathetic liberals. We're going to blame other. Damn, they really have. This is awesome, dude. This is the sickest fucking philosophy ever. I get to have a philosophy where I get to criticize the system I live in and criticize every person in the system, but I have absolutely abdicated all responsibility for doing anything better. This is sick as fuck. I get moral superiority and authority over every other agent in the system and over the system itself, and I'm compelled to do nothing except retweet and like stuff. This is the sickest ideology ever, dude. Holy shit. It's more like you want society to be better, but you literally do anything whatsoever to show you actually wanted to change. Once again, as you said, the bar is as low as humanly possible. Anything besides nothing. What would you say to a slave owner who claimed to be abolitionist, but didn't even make the smallest inconvenience imaginable to reflect this position? I don't think this guy's ever going to answer that question. We've essentially explained how Destiny's argument fails. Take Hasan, for example. Deciding to turn his stream into a worker cooperative would be negligibly useful, whereas radicalizing millions of people over the internet would have a measurable impact on the world, which is why he focuses on the latter. What does it matter if you radicalize people if they don't have an example to follow to do anything? Like, do you think that the people that have been radicalized by somebody that is a multimillionaire that's too lazy to do any actions are going to do actions themselves? And why can't you do both? Like, I'm imagining how cringe that is, where I'm sitting here advocating for you guys. Let's go, guys. Let's do things. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and then I get an email. It's like, Destiny, why don't you ever do things? It's like, bro, what do you mean I'm telling you to do things? Come on, what the fuck? Like, imagine how much less effective. Even Irwin understood this. When he had to charge the Beast Titan at the end, he knew that those recruits wouldn't go if he wasn't leading the charge, okay? If Irwin is gonna step his, and he had one fucking arm, okay? Come on, guys. Christ. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Attack on Titan lately. I mean, he has to do something with the money that's left over after he invests all he reasonably can into his stream. His stream is still kind of scuffed for how big he is, though, to be honest. And he could do so much if he utilized just his social capital towards a specific cause. It isn't limited to just a worker co-op. He could do any number of things that might just cut into his normal streaming content one day a week and not even cost him anything else, but would have a clear and measurable impact to people's lives. His stream should always be his first priority, of course. Like, how many hours? Fuck, I don't want to make this about Hasan because then people are just going to say, obsessed. Ignoring the fact that, like, it's another large, like, semi-political commentator on the platform, of course. Like, in 30 days, Hasan has streamed 324 hours, over 10 hours a day. You don't think he could find one other thing to do with his time that would like further his cause? But conveniently, it seems like the only thing he has time for is to maximize his. Or what about Mike from PA? What about Central Committee? I don't know how much that guy streams. I don't think he streams as much. I don't think I spelled that name right. There's no way it's. Oh my God, I'm so good. Oh, he's only streamed 5 hours a day. Brace yourself for the next. Okay, hold on. Hasan hit 5-figure sub numbers in June. He didn't go stratospheric until October. The man has been I'm a millionaire income for 4 months. The fixation on why isn't he? Wait, what? Hasn't Hasan had 5-figure viewership for over a year? Am I just totally off on that? Maybe the coronavirus. I'm being honest. The coronavirus might have fucked my understanding of time. Okay, 1 year ago, Hasan was averaging 5,000 viewers. What the fuck are these people talking about? And then he started consistently averaging 5-figure viewership in May. So this is like 9 months ago. You're saying that like Hasan wasn't popular until October? Until this peak? What is wrong with you? And also imagine, I wish I could see them like let conservatives get away from this, right? Like, Nick Fuentes has only been a millionaire for 4 months. It's not that big of a deal, guys. He's only been a millionaire for 4 months. Imagine this line coming out of your mouth if you're a fucking lefty for any other person in the world. He was only a millionaire for 4. What are you saying? What are you talking about? What the fuck is this statement? I'm like in the fucking atmosphere, like blown away. Holy shit. The fixation on why isn't he funding the revolution already is silly. I'm not saying to fund the revolution. Perhaps let him file his taxes, get a sense of where his numbers are stabilizing, and wait for lockdown to end before assuming what his long-term... Oh my God, what is so confusing about all of this? You don't even have info on his charitable activity, just the baseless presumption he isn't donating money to anything. Oh my God, dude. Holy shit. Jesus, you don't have to do anything, dude. Release the tax returns. At 5-figure sub numbers, he's making a minimum of $25,000 a month just from subs. This is actually not correct. At 5 figures, because you know that he's on a 70% contract. So we would take 0.7 times 50,000. So he's making a minimum of 35,000. And because Hasan went above and beyond and signed an extra exclusivity contract with Twitch, he's also probably getting a flat cash offer per month, which is probably in the 5-figure range per month, probably 6 or 7 figures over the lifetime of the contract. It wouldn't surprise me if it was 7 figures, right? Now, I don't know that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was getting a 6-figure cash advance per month based on the exclusivity contract that he signed. Based on numbers that I know from other people that aren't even as big as him that signed some. That's one. And then also, this is just going off of sub money alone. We don't ignore the fact that he runs more ads than like any other streamer on the platform, plus donations and everything too, right? So like 6. No, I'm not misspeaking. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't have the numbers and he'll never release them, of course. But it wouldn't surprise me if the exclusive contract that he signed with Twitch was for like $2 to $5 million over 2 to 3 years. That wouldn't surprise me. So if he's getting like $1 million a year, then he's getting like maybe not 100,000 a month. I guess it could be like 80, 90,000 a month. It's possible. Sure. He has not been in a millionaire income for 4 months. Miska claimed to have made 500K in 1 year back when he had 5 or even 10 times as few viewers as Hasan has had for about 2 years before the presidential debates. Wait, what? Oh, Hasan has a total of 240K sub months, about 240K sub months during 2020, over half during the last 3 months of the year. He started the year at 6K. This isn't mysterious. I don't know if I've ever even had 6K subs before. Hasan's earnings for, is this for 1 month? Wait, what time period? What site are you pulling this from, Rageboat? This is for the past 30 days. His estimated earnings are $144,000. Jesus. And this doesn't include the money that he makes on ad revenue, which is probably very fucking high. Melina had months where she was making $5,000 or $6,000 in ad revenue, so I can't imagine what Hasan is making. So this doesn't include ad revenue, and it doesn't include whatever base salary Twitch is paying him for the contract that he signed. Or for non-bits donations. Like, so I mean, like, I don't know, like, damn, that's crazy to me, but okay. Hasan does do stuff with his money, though. He's talked about it a few times. The last time a Destiny hang-on criticized for being left making money, he did, I know for sure. He doesn't flaunt it for points online because he'd be called out, though. What? I think he donated like $4 grand to like Bernie Sanders or some shit. You can look up the numbers. It's in the FEC filings. But like...
Hello?
What?
No. Why is it when I come in, you're just like, what? You wanted to hang out, you know?
Oh, well, we're screaming about your favorite streamer right now.
Me.
Oh, I didn't.
Hasan makes more money than me by a factor of a huge margin. You know that, right?
I don't want to watch this whole fucking video.
Hasan is the CEO.
This could be true, by the way.
Yo.
No, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's not unlikely.
100%. He can't.
I like it was like, this could be true. Wait, are you serious? Like, what the fuck? What? Maybe.
Doesn't Hasan make millions?
Yes, he probably makes more money in 1 month than Devin makes in a year.
I can't tell you that because if he does,
Well, or it's probably close, would be my guess. It's probably close.
he loses the whole image. But Hasan makes fucking.
But be more transparent with your income. Nobody needs that much. What are you doing with it? How you support left-wing politics? Very practical with your money. So, first of all, I am one of the few people that literally shows you exactly what my sub count is. Okay, and the reason for that is literally for this.
Wait, everybody shows their sub count. The reason why you show your sub count is to say X from Y. Like, you don't just show your sub count. You do the X out of Y every time. It's to goad on more subs. Like, what do you mean? Everybody does sub count. Also, you can't hide your sub count. What a fucking stupid fucking argument. What the fuck? I show my sub count? Literally everybody shows their fucking, it's public information.
Purpose. You say be more transparent with your income. It's like, I can't hide it. I'm not trying to hide it. But this notion that like, what are you doing with your money is dumb as fuck. And here's why. It's the same concept as, it's the same exact reason why I don't.
Oh God, he's gonna bring up the comic at some point. I know it's gonna come up in this. I know it's gonna come up. Oh, okay. Here's Hasan's donations to Bernie Sanders. I don't know if I can show it because it shows his full name on stream. So Hasan donated like around $3,000 to Bernie Sanders. So clap us in chat. Thank you.
Do competitions within the community. The reason why I don't do it is because there are people that see this as a line of attack. No matter what you do, no matter where you spend your money, no matter how you live your life, there are always, as soon as you start talking about like how you spend it, there are always detractors who use that against you as a talking point. Same with like,
imagine using that to live in the most selfish way possible. Like, you know, I would try to do something beneficial to show a commitment to my cause, but if I do that, people are just gonna criticize me. Like, what the fuck? So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep dragoning my money, okay? Like,
use that against you as a talking point. Same with like competition. We might have a competition just to have fun with the community, to show appreciation to artists in the community that want to do it. And immediately people say, no, you're exploiting them. You're stealing their labor. You're a fucking piece of shit. No, you're literally stealing it. Now, the other side of this conversation is like, where could I be spending my money? It's not like I take lavish vacations for a month and then come back. I do this every single day. I literally do this every single day. I'm in front of you for nearly the entirety of the day. Like, you see me from sun up to sundown, pretty much. So it's not like I'm, I live like a secret double life where I am, blowing it all on fucking mansions and a slumlord secretly low-key on the side. Like, you see me. So, and lastly, the reason why I don't like talking about donations overall, or what I do, specifically the money overall, is because, again, no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. It opens you up to a line of attack in complete bad faith line of attack. Oh, you are, not giving enough. Or, oh, you should be doing this with your money. Because everyone else has.
Or kind of like when I started doing canvassing and people started making fun of me. Oh, they're just eating pizza. Oh, they're not really doing anything. Oh, I could be way more efficient with my money. Oh, they're not being COVID. Oh, like, so what? Man the fuck up. Like, we're in very privileged positions. Like, I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I have so much fucking money that people can criticize whether or not I'm spending it in the most effective manner. But like, so what? Like, yeah, of course you're always gonna get fucking haters. Like, the fuck?
Has a different take than you, and they are correct. Ultimately, I do make a very sizable amount of money, or at least did, and for the near future, the foreseeable near future, am. Okay? That might change. But I also think that it's incredibly performative too, exactly. Like, to be like, look at my charitable giving. Look at how much I've donated. Look at what I'm doing. From time to time, I do donate on stream. You see it when I do that.
At Hasan Abbey, as long as I have been following you, you have been transparent about this issues. I don't get why people think this
I am more transparent than most of the fucking content creators or most people in general.
How? What are you transparent about? Like, exactly. And this is my big problem. I'm so glad you linked this, because I was just about to ask this. The funny thing is that he engages in all the same bullshit virtue signaling behavior and all the same bullshit requests for doing something with their money as everyone else, as he claims people do to him. Imagine if your friend who made $75,000 last year gave $33 to a coronavirus charity and then wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. The PR push behind this is the billionaire version. Also, the proportions are the same. Like, he's criticizing Mark Zuckerberg for donating $25 million to coronavirus research. Like, and then he's going by his net worth. Like, also, this isn't even an accurate math, but it's Hasan, so why would I expect him to do good math? Oh, and then times 0.001, because it's Hasan. Oh, sorry, I divided in circles. Hasan is trying to say made $75,000 and gave $33. This wasn't about how much money Zuckerberg made that year. This is about his total net worth. This isn't even a good comparison, but why would I expect anything different when he's basically fucking illiterate? Jesus Christ. It's not so mathematically even wrong. But regardless, he's engaging, when it's against other capitalists, it's cool, I guess, to engage in the same type of virtue signaling, like donation testing, virtue testing behavior that he gets upset that other people do to him. What the fuck? This is so stupid. What is wrong with you? How does nobody see this? I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm insane. Like, the irony of this is that, yeah, if Hasan were to make $2 million in a year and donate $3,000, that's the same as somebody making $75K donating $112. Like, it's not like he's doing much better. Jesus Christ.
But ultimately,
why is net worth better than income for this? It's not. You should use income. Net worth is weird. Why would I expect Mark Zuckerberg to liquidate his position in his fucking company to donate to charity? That's insane.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of surprised that none of like the bigger, like I guess Lefty or any of the other streamers like donated to your canvassing stuff.
That's not surprising at all because people fucking
Really?
hate me. Yeah, they just don't like me. So
Well, not for the Omaha one, but for like the Georgia one.
doesn't matter because they don't give a fuck. Because the problem is that they didn't like those candidates because they weren't far enough left for them anyway. Now some of
those
them
candidates were infinitely better. Than
doesn't matter. They weren't
Georgia
left
was.
enough. Like Hasan spent so much time shitting on Ossoff. Like this is who you guys say is left. Like he's not Medicare for all. Blah 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 blah. The only time Hasan cared about Warnock is when he thought he could get a sniff of his fucking like e-clout. Is when Warnock came on and tried to do stuff with streamers online. That's the only time Hasan started being positive towards him. It's because he thought he could benefit from it. But otherwise, no. These guys fucking hated those Georgia candidates because they weren't far left enough for him. But it's so funny because like Hasan is sitting here criticizing people for like, oh, they won't shut the fuck up about it. Meanwhile, he's tweeting like, look at all the money I've donated. Look, I gave $1,000. Look, $1,000. Look, this is $4,000. Congratulations. Like, I'm not like, fuck. How can you get so upset complaining that people do this when you do this to other people? Oh, damn. We're not going to dig up the old tweets, but this is funny. From 2013. Rich kids of Instagram should be renamed to rich Arab douche sperm that live 1,000,000 times better lives than we do. Yikes. What would 2013 Hasan say about 2021 Hasan? Okay, hold on.
ultimately, those are the reasons why I'm not completely like, giving you my tax returns or where I live. You know what I mean? Like my address and shit.
No one is saying you have to do that. Why is this issue Hasan? Sorry, somebody. Well, normally I don't. I try to stay away from criticizing Hasan because people will just scream like rent free, whatever. But like it came up in this video, so yeah, fuck it. We'll go over it.
Start charity, shut the shit up already. Start North, you can shut the shit up already. Hospital, don't have the AOC stream, so when you say you don't tell us, well, there's more to it that I don't tell you. Sometimes I do it on stream if it's like a fun thing. Like the AOC. Like the AOC one was great because it was in the moment. I didn't make a big deal out of it on stream either. It's a problem because on the one hand, when you do make these sorts of donations, one, it shuts people the fuck up, okay? Because they constantly and consistently say, oh, dude, you make so much money, why aren't you giving it away? Why aren't you giving all of it away, okay?
No one's saying that, but okay.
The other good reason for sometimes donating publicly is because it gets other people to donate. So in the AOC stream, it was a good place to do that because Hasan works with Ossoff, and you wonder why he's not saying bring M4A to... No, I'm working with the Ossoff-Warnock double campaign to get them elected in the state of Georgia in the Senate race, and what I'm doing for that is to help them get onboarded with Twitch. That's
Interesting how that works. Interesting how negative his rhetoric was until he found out that they were coming to Twitch. Interesting. Huh. I like how he just like fucking lets it slip. Like
really different than having a... And also, I've never, ever shielded myself from criticizing John Ossoff especially. It is fucking insane. I like Warnock. I think Warnock is great. But they are, both Ossoff and Warnock are way better than...
What Hasan should be spending his
they
money
are
on
way better than the
Christ,
Republicans in those
Jesus
positions.
Christ, look at the size of that thing.
Look.
Or maybe he should shrink his shoulders, Pago. Love you, Hassel.
I want what you want. You try to make up a popular movement to push a speaker vote concession from the grassroots instead of the politicians. That's great shit in politics and you're ignoring it. Where's the progressive and incremental change that ultimately gets voided by massive corporate socialism? What?
okay, this is boring. Are we done?
Look, no matter what happens, it does not matter. Like people that hate me will always criticize me. People that like me might even criticize me because they have this worldview that you can't be a leftist while also simultaneously being successful. Okay?
Of course. It's like always the worst strawman version. All right, sorry. That sounds nice. I've watched Hasan enough to know that he's very critical of the small percentage of wealth that rich people donate, so hopefully he keeps to his standards. True! Yeah, there's a conversation that more transparency of what he does directly be nice, but it's kind of a lot to ask for. How? And one that be used maliciously in some ways. I hope so too. God, imagine being so privileged. Like, I don't want people to know how much money they make because they're going to get jealous about it. Like, holy shit, dude. It's like the most capitalist fucking answer in the world. Like, I can't show these stupid fucking proles. They don't know what's good for them. If they know how much money I make, they're going to get so upset they wouldn't understand. Like, Jesus. Like a true leftist. Yeah, I could do something great with the money he makes from stream. I'm not sure he has responsibility though. Vosh is planning to create a pack in the future and it'd be cool if someone too. That'd be cool. Ignore the co-op example. Let's take something super minuscule, so small that almost feels silly to bring up. We did not feel good knowing that he's acting upon his ideological convictions in ways that have a minuscule, no negative impact. Sure. Why can't he do both? Sure. I feel like the only reason the right has any power is just because the left is incredibly lazy. You're unironically saying making YouTube videos and streaming is more useful than trying to actively change the system somehow. True! -2. Meanwhile, alt-right people are starting political organizations, winning elections, starting businesses and movie studios. I feel like every major right-wing content creator is actively trying to change the system while we lay back and argue if it's immoral to even try. True! Big truth bomb. Choosing not to participate in capitalism isn't going to harm capitalism in any significant way. I'm not saying direct action isn't helpful, far from it, but it's stupid to attack people like Hasan for hiring employees when they contribute to fighting capitalism in other ways. What? Anti-capitalism is the only worthwhile activity. Minimizing the harm you do to people is arguably valuable too, by making a co-op instead of a trad business. You actively don't exploit people, which is good. Is this really such an unbelievable thing? True. The criticism isn't going to say it's doing anything different from a capitalist. If a socialist business owner and a capitalist one don't do anything different from each other, what's the difference? Fucking truth bomb. Big true. If a socialist business owner and a capitalist one don't do anything from each other, what's the difference? True. I don't think this is a meaningful distinction. I don't see how expanding your criticism of the entire system changes what Destiny said in those tweets. Because Destiny feels if he was a socialist, he would not participate in the system as much as he does. That's an incredibly shitty narcissistic argument. What? I know who I am, and I've lived my fucking life, duder. Like, I think my record speaks for itself in terms of, like, what do I believe in and what am I willing to sacrifice for what I believe in. More so than probably anybody else in any of these dog shit fucking platforms. I'll say it, 100%. I think I've been attacked by more different groups than probably any other individual person on the internet. 1,000,000% Reno, okay? Fuck out of here with that bullshit. There's probably, well, hold on, let's think. I haven't been attacked by TERFs. ContraPoints has. ContraPoints is probably been attacked by left, right. Natalie might be up there, but I've been here longer, so I probably wouldn't just because of the time. I agree with Vosh, but this is such a cringe simplification. True. It wasn't the heart of the argument. Destiny sure did go there a couple times. Nope. His argument that socialists who operate business and capitalism are hypocrites has some yet you participate in society overtones to it. Nope. Because it isn't a concept that can be explained with a morally black/white meme. There are levels of participating in society and advocating for its change. True. Such a fucking experiment of what Destiny said. There's a lot to criticize for, but this bad face shit for Vox community is really frustrating. Wait, what bad faith tactics did Destiny engage in? More like which ones didn't he, LeMayo? Not watch the vid? Damn, I was so gentle. Watch most of the recap from Irrelevant, so yeah, please give me an example instead of dodging a question like that. Strawman, Reductio, Ad Absurdum, Weaseling, Gotcha. Jesus Christ! Is this guy fucking trying to cast some Harry Potter spells at us? What is going on here?
Can you explain what the person meant by, like, Vosh is creating a PAC?
A political action committee to support candidates to get them elected to Congress.
Does that just gives them money to X candidate?
Yeah, and like picks out candidates and like fosters them, and yeah.
Makes sense.
Vosh was the one who brought up the old tweets in the first place. Also, used syntax to Destiny. You sure about that, buddy? Vosh brought up some random old tweet and then proceeded to have to defend it from Destiny's repeated bad faith attacks. Let me give some. Wait, I did not bring up even footed, right? Mm-hmm. If I were just spamming this tweet over and over again on my stream, so I haven't shown this stream. If I was spamming this one earlier, I think I would have won an earlier argument about you being hypocritical about your messaging. Because this yeah. Well, yeah, I linked to the tweet. You don't show it. Like if I were to show tweet like this like contradicts almost everything you said earlier. And I'm like, I won. And I can hang up and be like, see, he's hypocritical.
From more than a year ago. Hold on. Remember being a billionaire.
I didn't want to go over this tweet on stream. We spent like an hour talking about this. But I think that this tweet, I think everything I said is true. I think that, and then he gave some cringe. I could be wrong, I guess. I don't know. I'll listen to Bookfucker. I think that Vosh came out looking really bad, trying to jump through loops or hoops to try to explain, well, actually, all of this was satire. I don't think being a billionaire is bad. I don't think extracting surplus labor is bad. I don't think lobbying politicians. Actually, what was happening was I was doing a meta meme based off of a prior meme in order to make fun of the ridiculousness of the prior meme, but I don't actually adhere to any of the positions because it's just a satire of the other thing, and the words here are just fill-ins for things that some people on my side of the political aisle might believe in, but I don't specifically believe in them, and I have no responsibility for if my audience believes in them. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you serious?
It's satire because I put a emoji at the end of it.
Oh, yeah, and he unironically said that. You're joking, but he said that multiple times. He's like, oh, and I even put the emoji at the end. Like, wait, what?
Where the fuck's Dan been?
I don't know.
I think his back got him.
Got your tweets from 1 year ago. Literally centuries. Does Destiny's Kenosha clip expire in August? True! Holy shit, thank God. Seriously, watch the whole thing. It was painful. Destiny came off like an absolute dick, and I don't even know the guy. Vosh's arguments made sense. You can think the cap. Oh my God, I can't. I can't.
Is there any reason like arguing? Because everybody's just gonna be on everybody else's like side, right? Like they've already.
Well, hopefully some people in the middle get convinced.
Are there people in the middle anymore?
Yeah, there are. Believe it or not, there still are. I get a lot of most of my emails now come from people that got radicalized to the left that say like, "Oh, hey, thanks. Like, I was a huge fan of like Central Committee, or I used to watch all of the Serps content, and now that after blah blah blah, like I got saved from
It's
going
like
down that hole."
the opposite of like 6 years ago.
Basically, yeah.
The opposite emails, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Destiny was literally arguing that successful... You guys brigaded the fuck out of it. There's no way do I get this many positive upvoted comments otherwise. Destiny was literally arguing that successful leftists should use some of their surplus earnings to help improve society, and this still gets posted. Very cool. Do you think Destiny's argument was good and rationally sound? Or just that he was arguing for a morally beneficial thing? Wait, what? When you have people like Hasan who underpay editors and rich content creators calling for rent strikes or positions as if they were poor, I can't see any reason to disagree with Destiny. If you're going to advocate for larger... This guy's a Destiny fan, I know. Potato Aim, I remember. I feel like I've seen this name in my subreddit. You advocate for a larger community, you have to lead by example. Breadtubers make a lot of money by catering to the large online Twitter pseudo-Marxist socialists, yet a lot of them never follow any direct action. Destiny has a lot more direct action than the vast majority of YouTubers, including providing some of the best working conditions for his editors, employees, and organized campaigns out of pocket. When Breadtubers doing these things, maybe my opinions will change. Oh, cool. Yeah, for fuck's sakes, I'm not anti-capitalist coming against people making a good amount of money from LA. Bernie Sanders is a millionaire because he wrote a good book. I'm not going to shame every single leftist, blah, blah, blah. Why are you guys making it so easy for Destiny to shit can you? Destiny's... Oh, thank you. Good job. Okay, what's up?
Why is it called BreadTube?
Because it's like the... There's some... Was it a
Bread
pamphlet or
line,
something called like The Quest for Bread or something? It's like
There's some book called the something bread. I don't know.
I thought it was
The meme
it's
is
like the
bread
quest
lines.
or conquest for bread or
Quest
something.
of Bread. And it was just some like Marxist book, or it's just like some...
I don't know. Social influence, terror, deplatforming at our Chapo Trap House. Presented to the observation of a former poster. Jesus Christ.
Isn't that every rap song?
Why don't any of you guys come in when I'm bored the entire stream, but then when one person comes in, all of you come in? What the fuck? Not that I mind it. It's cool you guys are here now, but like, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just like, I'll be like alone in here for like, how long was I alone in here today? Like fucking 5 hours. And then Mooten comes in and now all of you just start piling in. You guys kind of
Every
happens,
time
man.
I come in, chat
in-
makes fun of me, okay?
I come in, then there's 100 people in here, and then I leave, and then...
Well, you were doing Colin, so I didn't want to interrupt those.
I'm still banned from Destiny's server being a former Chapo user. Oh, nice. Oh, so this is a guy I de-radicalized from the left. Nice. We're working hard here. The biggest whopper, though, came recently. I don't need to give a single link, because if you look at a single video on left YouTube about stocks from a week ago, everybody I saw on the fucking planet but Destiny stream in here were desperately promoting the working man's retail investment revolt, how it was fighting. Oh. I only hear the one tweet that epitomizes it. Oh, nice. This is in my manifesto. Well, cute. Oh my god.
Oh, when does your manifesto release?
I don't know. It's so much shit. I'm working through it. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I started working again this morning on it.
Are you gonna take a day off for it? Or are you just gonna do it on stream, or just in between streams?
Just in between streams. Or maybe I'll take a stream off to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seems
every
like a
now
lot
and
of
then
work,
it feels good to read Circle Jerk subreddits.
Oh, neoliberals on your side?
Yeah, watching Destiny line up and knock down half my YouTube subscriptions was an insane ride. Poor American Johnson never knew what happened. Oh, yeah. The Destiny sub mods are beyond toxic. I got permabanned because I disagreed with some commenter about the appropriateness of a proposed title. Guy threw a fit and said I'd be banned if I didn't change my opinion. I just replied saying it was a depressing position considering everything that... I probably banned this guy. That's the funny thing.
Also based.
Hold on, let's see if we can find out why. Because I'm pretty sure I'm like the only person that bans people on my side.
Mods, only you and like Forethought? Like nobody else really does anything? Yeah. I go in there and delete whatever I'm told to, I guess, but that's about it.
Destiny ban. Yeah, you're not a true Destiny fan if you haven't been perma-banned from at least my sub or chat once. Jesus. Destiny recently created some... Don't look up to him as a whole. Destiny recently created some drama which brought up some details of his personal life and doesn't seem to treat the people around him well. For example, he doesn't seem to have much of a hand in raising his son. Oh my god.
Everyone jumps to your fucking son shit. Is it just because everybody's like heard about it once, so they like...
It's like the easiest...
Clamor to it, yeah.
It's the easiest own. Yeah. One comment from...
What?
What?
No, go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say, but then if you ever say anything about like them, like their personal appearance or anything like that, you'll be like fucking chastised and raked through the coals.
Vosh asked Destiny something along if someone believes rape is okay, is it morally okay for them to rape? And Destiny said yes. Wait, I'm not trying to say it. I'm just saying it's consistent. It would be morally okay in their system. Wait, how can you possibly believe that I think it's morally okay to rape people? I'm trying to find any good faith charitable way to interpret this quote, even in the larger context of the conversation, but I literally can't see it anyway. The only interpretation I got from this is Destiny is a dogmatic belief in upholding principles of the high standard for everyone, right or wrong. Wait, what is this guy saying? So my good faith interpretation was Destiny thinks rape is okay? How do you walk away from that with that thought? Destiny's really lost the plot entirely on morality and positive outcome. Imagine thinking this when you can't even agree that maybe you should do good things in the world. Wait, what the fuck?
And also, at one point, Vosh said it was morally neutral as long as you were owning the millionth slave.
Yeah, like what is? Imagine that you think I have no morality when I'm literally, my whole argument was do good things. We should expect people to do good things. And it's like, nah, that's way too far, homie. Jesus. This is what happens when a Wikipedia-obsessed college dropout tries to assert themselves as a philosophical authority without the credentials to back it up. Dude, fucking true. The only accurate thing he said in that discussion is his insight into why he doesn't have any friends. Yeah, dude, no one with a functioning brain would want to be friends with an inseparable toxic sack of shit. He only appeals to shut-in nerds who dreams of secretly owning their high school. True. These are very true.
Sometimes during League, maybe.
Wait, actually kind of true, though.
True. Can you link a timestamp? I think I know what he meant and I can explain, but I missed the part. I want to be accurate. No. I could charitably say Destiny didn't listen to the question. I thought Destiny wanted to. I feel like Destiny could also actually believe this. You think that I actually believe that rape is good? Yeah, if you were to think what Destiny's saying is that rape is good, then your mind is rotten to the point where you should never post a comment again. Merca, you're so toxic. Holy dude. Melina said she has you ignored in chat.
This question.
21040.
2,400.
Let's see what I actually say here.
What?
Why shouldn't everyone do it? Why should only
Everyone
lefties
should
do it?
act in accordance with their ethical principles to the
Who
greatest
the
degree.
fuck
that they have
cares
to.
with people? Wait, hold on. So do you? Wait, hold on. So for like chauvinists or misogynists, do you think it's ethical for them to like rape people because it's a part of their like internally consistent misogynistic worldview that women are property?
Sure, if that's part of their worldview, then yeah. Then
Okay, wait. So you would prefer? Wait. I need to know the answer.
By definition, that's true. I guess I should have pushed back on this because I missed a trap. If somebody thinks it's ethical to do something, should they do that thing? This is literally tautological. This is literally given to us in the definition. If you think it is ethical, then by definition you ought to do it, of course. That doesn't mean that I think it's ethical, right? That's like asking, like, should a Nazi persecute Jewish people? Well, they ought to. Yeah, of course. It's like baked into the definition of being a Nazi. Like,
I got banned from Twitter because I made fun of alt-righters for being fucking like half Persian or half Serbian or fucking half...
There's a difference between... Wait, hold on. There's a difference between making fun of a person for being hypocritical, which is fine and always okay, and saying it's good if a person is consistent, even if their consistent values would lead to a lot more harm in the world. So I just want to be really clear because I don't want to misrepresent you. You think it's good if people are consistent, even if that consistency has them following up and doing things which are unethical.
I mean, I think it's good to be consistent, but I don't think it's good to do unethical things. I don't know how to answer this.
Okay, so consistency...
Sure, consistency is good, but obviously if you're doing bad things, but these are two separate things.
is good, but unethical things are bad. I mean, I guess that's kind of tautological. So you think that lefties should, if they open a business, it should be like a co-op revenue share, that kind of thing, because that's more ethical. Okay, do you think that would be more ethical for anyone to do?
Destiny, what are you even talking about, LeMayo? They ought to, but they also shouldn't, but they also ought to be consistent. What are you even saying? What I'm saying is don't ever email me for an unban, because you, my friend, have been brain rotten. Sorry.
Maybe you should explain it for the 2 IQ chatter, though, who doesn't understand what you're saying. Like,
Sure.
maybe you should break it down.
Let's say that I hate anal sex, okay? And then let's say that a girl asks, should I use lube to make anal sex happen? And I go like, yeah, if you want anal sex to happen, you should use lube. And then somebody says, hold on, you're being a hypocrite. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? It's like, you said you don't like anal sex. So why are you giving advice on it? You said that anal sex is bad. You don't like it. So why are you telling someone else what they should do to have anal sex? Well, because it's a different question. Like, from their perspective, if they want to do something, right? Then this is like the best way to do it. From my perspective, if I don't like it, then I wouldn't do it. But like ethics are centered around like the person asking the question, if you're a relativist at least, right? So if somebody's saying like, if you believe that rape is good, should you rape? Well, yeah, I guess. If you believe it is, then sure, you ought to. That's literally what good means. Good is something that we ought to do. So when you ask me, like, are they being consistent? Should they be consistent in their moral system or whatever? Well, I think, yeah, you should always be consistent. But like, what if their consistency leads them to do bad things? Well, then they should change their principles, not change their consistency. Here's like a more, okay, not anal sex
Circumcision is probably like a good example, yes?
Sure, yeah. If you are Jewish, then you should probably circumcise your kid. But I disagree with circumcision. But my challenge to you wouldn't be, hey, listen, you should be inconsistent with your beliefs. My challenge to you would be, you should get a different set of beliefs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it made sense to me. I just wanted to make sure, like, that people didn't think you were saying, like, you know, you should be a fucking Nazi.
So I think, yes. So I think circumcision is bad. But if somebody says to me, well, this person is an ardent Jew, you know, according to his ethical system, should he circumcise his kid? Yeah, of course he should. That's what he believes. Yeah. But I disagree with that. I don't think he should. I disagree with that belief system.
Change his beliefs.
Yeah, you should change your beliefs, not become inconsistent. That's bizarre. Yeah.
He didn't say Arctic Jew. He said ardent.
What's wrong with Arctic Jews? I think he's saying that if you believe it's moral to rape someone from your moral framework, it would be consistent and morally okay to do so. However, since it's host, but from his moral framework, he finds it immoral. After all, destiny is immoral. Oh, thank you. This guy understands it just fine. Guys, this isn't that hard to understand. If you underwrite think that destiny doesn't find rape immoral, you're a brainlet. Thank you. Well, destiny obviously believes rape is bad. I do feel like he thinks it's a bit more okay if a misogynistic person does it. For a real life example of this, I think it's bad when like scummy guys trick girls into like sleeping in hotel rooms and then like sexually assault them or rape them or whatever. I think that's bad. However, I think it's worse when somebody does it that pretends to be like an ally and pretends to be super left-leaning and pretends to be super big on like progressive values around that. I think both of them are really horrible, but I think it's worse when one person is also hypocritical and inconsistent with their beliefs on top of it. The other guy is a scumfuck piece of shit and fuck him. That's bad. And both of these are really horrible. But if you're a scumfuck piece of shit and you're a hypocrite on top of it, that's even worse, in my opinion. So what I took away from this as well, if one's highest principle is an individual being consistent to one's principles, then we run into weird areas morally. You don't. Dude, if we wanted to have a conversation, if we imagined that fucking philosophy is like a fucking train track, that like we go on a journey to like, and we take different stops and we have like different routes that we can take in life or whatever for like the decisions that we can make, right? If we even want to fucking get out of the station, we need to assume that we're going to be consistent with our beliefs, right? If you can't even say from the beginning, like, okay, well, if I make a statement that I say is true, then that statement is true. If we can't get there, you can't even get the fucking train out of the station. You're fucked. Like, of course, being consistent is without consistency, you fall into absurdity, like necessarily. Of course you have to be consistent. True statements have to be true. False statements have to be false. If you can't assert what is true or false, you can't even have any meaningful conversation. This is like epistemically true. Sounds pretty gross. By that logic, does somebody say it was morally okay for Hitler to commit the Holocaust because Hitler thought it was okay? No, I'm saying from Hitler's perspective, it's probably okay, but I would disagree with that principle. Is this a meta-ethical claim you're making? No, this is an epistemic claim I'm making. We're not even talking morality now. Now we're just talking epistemology. Epistemically, if we can't agree that true statements are true, you might as well fucking hit 10 tabs of acid every fucking day, because that's about how meaningful any statement is going to be in your life.
Aren't all you saying is from their point of view, they are in the right and correct?
Yes.
However, you vehemently disagree with that. That's all you're saying.
Yeah, but Vosh is saying, wouldn't it be good if those people were inconsistent so that sometimes they could, by mistake, do the right thing? And it's like, what a stupid fucking... Okay, so maybe I could talk more about this. I'm sorry. When somebody says it's okay if people are inconsistent as long as it leads to good outcomes, I no longer have any ability to interact with that person in a way where I'm assured that things that are happening are things that I think are happening. Because if you say that, you've essentially made it permissible to do all sorts of malfeasance if you think it's going to achieve a good end. So for instance, it might be someday that I'm hanging out with Vosh, and maybe Vosh thinks if I were to kill Stephen Bonnell, I think that it would actually achieve a positive end. I think he spreads too much neoliberal propaganda online, and Vosh could kill me for it. And he would actually be justified in his systems. Like, well, I mean, like, is that particular thing kind of bad? Sure, but like, do I really want to be super consistent there, or am I just really concerned about my one outcome, my one logical, extremely like my one end, my utilitarianism? It's like, well, fuck, hold on, you might be a fucking serial killer, my dude, right? That's not how consequentialism works. I know that, but that's how he thinks consequentialism works. It's like he's like the literal like fucking like kill 2 people to save 4 people, like that. He literally is at that level. That's what he says. Yeah. But, yeah. So, or like he might engage in all manners of like lying or whatever, yeah. Because he thinks that like it's okay to lie as long as you. What is this picture? Would it be better for them to do the right things for the wrong reasons or the wrong things for the right reasons? You want people to do you want to have some level of predictability in a system. Like, that's it. You want to be able to predict things, because without being able to predict things, right? One of the things that are very, very important is like causality is very, very important. Like, we rely on causality for everything in our lives. We rely on it epistemically for logic, right? We assume that if things once were, they will be. We rely on it like intuitively in a daily life. If I open my door, I assume I'm always going to walk out and be on planet Earth and not be on the moon. I assume that when I turn my car on, something's going to happen. I assume that when I act in a particular way, there's going to be a reason. Like, causality is really, really, really important, right? And I think that, like, making accurate predictions is part of that. Without being able to predict things or understand how things are going to go, literally everything like devolves into absurdity. Things just fall apart completely. Yeah. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed. Poisoning that meme at me. Well, you think socialists have to not have any money, even though I multiple times said I'm not saying that.